Oh my gosh, what happened? You cut yourself. Let me see, come here. Oh, it looks pretty bad. Don't worry, I'm not scared of blood at all. Can I just see it up close? Give me 1 second, okay? Oh, does it hurt? Okay. So from what I can tell, it's bleeding, but yeah, it doesn't look very deep, thankfully. My goodness, I feel so sorry for you. But don't worry, we're gonna fix this up, okay? Don't panic. I am not squeamish at all by blood, but let's just get the blood off your finger. So I'm just gonna take a cotton pad here. For now, I'm just going to, there will be nothing on it at all. I'm just gonna press this down on your finger so that it can stop the bleeding, okay? So yeah, I know. Let's see. While I press your finger down, just tell me what happened. Oh my gosh. You know what? The same thing happened to me. Probably like 6 months ago. I was cutting bread. Yeah. It just skipped right out of my hand. Same hand as you, my left hand. Just skipped right out and sliced my finger. It's not even a scar to this day. Thankfully, it wasn't deep. Oh my gosh, I feel so bad for you. Okay, so let's dispose of this cotton pad. The bleeding has almost entirely stopped. Let me just get something right here. So here we have some isopropyl alcohol. It's just basically a first aid antiseptic, and this will definitely help prevent infection and minor cuts, just like what you have, okay? So it is very minor. Just gonna take a different cotton pad, clean. It's nice and soft, so this shouldn't hurt. But this alcohol might sting just a little bit, okay? So yeah, if that's okay. This is just gonna make sure that we clean your cut so it's a nice disinfectant. So a little bit's gonna come out here. Just a tiny bit. Okay, can I just see your finger again one more time, please? Okay, so yeah, we're just going to just clean it up. Does it sting a little bit? I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. Just gonna pat it dry. Yes. Okay, now I'm gonna press it down, okay? Just for a couple seconds. Okay. This should definitely completely stop the bleeding, hopefully. For 10 seconds. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. It's okay. Perfect. You were pretty good about that, actually. Usually that stings me quite a bit when I cut my finger here. I remember I was slicing bread and the knife skipped over on my hand, and I was like, I think I just cut myself. I think it was pretty bad. It was actually pretty deep. And then I just cried out of the blue. I think it's more shock than anything, but you're handling this very well. You didn't even cry. Good for you. That's quite great. Now I just have a smaller cotton pad here. Nice and soft, okay? So again, this should feel pretty good. And now I'm just gonna get this hydrogen peroxide here. This is great. This is a topical solution again for, it's essentially like an antiseptic, but I find that this helps to really stop the bleeding. So this is going to also disinfect it. This is just for minor cuts again, like what you have. So yeah. Oh, you've used this before. Great. So yeah, so hydrogen peroxide is just great to have at home, and I find that I really like to use this for cuts because unlike the alcohol, even though the alcohol is a disinfectant, I like to use both. But if you're not in the mood to have anything sting, this usually doesn't sting too badly, just a little bit. I find it a little bit more gentle than the alcohol. So again, I'm just gonna put some on the soft little cotton pad for you, okay? Just the tiniest little amount here. Okay. Again, can I please see your finger? Thank you. Okay, so I'm just gonna pat it on here. Just little pats. And then I'm just gonna press it down again for a couple seconds, okay? We'll do 10 seconds again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, perfect. You see, there's like no blood at all. So the bleeding has stopped, so it wasn't a very deep cut at all, so you can feel comfortable about that. No need for stitches or anything scary. Yes. Okay, well, it looks pretty good, but even though the bleeding has stopped, it's definitely going to just continue to bleed a little tiny bit throughout the day, and it's honestly better if we just clean that up for you again and then eventually put a band-aid. So my favorite thing to do to prevent scarring, I'll show you, is I like to use polysporin. Yes, and this is a heal fast formula, so this has a pain relief and 2 antibiotics as well. So this is just going to really help, and I always do this because 3 things that it does is prevents infection, minimizes scarring, and speeds healing, which is just fantastic. I use this for my finger, and you can see I have a tiny little scar, but hardly, because I put polysporin, I put a band-aid, and I left it alone. So this is really good, and it just comes in this little tube like this. You can see I've already used it, and you just squeeze it out and apply it to the cut. But we're going to be a little bit more sanitary here. Good thing you found me in the bathroom. I have everything I need right here. So we're just going to apply a little bit to this cotton pad, okay? So just a tiny bit of this to this cotton pad. Okay, see? Very small. Your cut is not so bad, so it's good that we're fixing it right away. So pass me your hand again, just want to see it. Okay. Okay. Perfect. I love polysporin. Okay, so let's just let that dry for a second before we put a band-aid on top. Let me just make sure that it's absorbing very well. Give me 1 second. Okay, just pass me your finger again. Okay, yeah, it looks really good. The polysporin is drying. Okay, great. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Now, I have some band-aids here. Let's see which size looks better. Okay, perfect. I think I'm going to use this size for your finger. Let's just see it one more time. Yeah, this should be good. Okay, so I have a band-aid here, and I'm just going to apply it to your finger now that everything dried off. Let's open it up. Okay. Very carefully. So I'm just going to open up one little strap here. Gonna hold on to this while I apply it, and then we'll take it off. So let me just see your finger again. Thank you. Okay, and then okay, perfect. Wrap it up here. Okay. Perfect. You're as good as new. How simple was that? Don't worry about it at all. I promise this won't even be a scar. It wasn't even nearly as deep as my cut, and mine is hardly a scar. So with all of this good care, you're sure to recover very quickly. So rest easy. Okay. I know it's honestly a little bit traumatic when you cut yourself, especially doing something that you do every day, like I said, when I was cutting the bread and the bread knife skipped over and just cut my finger. Now, every time I cut a loaf of sourdough bread, because it's like the hard crusty one that your knife doesn't always sink in as easily, so it could skip over and cut you. Every time I've cut a loaf since then, I've always put an oven mitt on my hand and held the bread with an oven mitt and then cut. It just gives me like the extra security I need. So now every time you do that, I bet you're going to be a little bit more careful. These things tend to happen when we're in a rush. So if you're just in a rush doing something, not really thinking, that's how we tend to cut ourselves. So just be a little bit more careful. Take your time when you're doing something, you know, especially when you're holding a really sharp knife. You just really want to be careful. Okay. Well, don't make me worry about you. I feel so bad. I'm so happy that I can help you and that you'll feel better, okay? So, if you want to come back to me anytime you'd like, you know I'm always right around the corner, okay? I'm so happy that I can help you with your finger. Now, I would just say, don't get your band-aid wet because nobody likes that feeling, so just avoid washing that finger for now. And then if you do, just replace it. I'm going to give you a few band-aids to take home with you, okay? Yeah, so that you can just change your band-aid and things like that. If you'd like, I can send you home with some polysporin. That's what I usually do. I don't really clean it again with the rubbing alcohol or the hydrogen peroxide unless it does open up again. You just want to make sure that it's nice and clean, but usually this polysporin, it does have the antibiotics in here, so it's really good. Yeah, so when the band-aid comes off, you can put some polysporin. You can reapply a band-aid if you'd like, but I'd say after a couple days, it's nice just to let it heal naturally, just in the air, you know? But for now, keep it close because we don't want to get anything, and it is a little bit of an open cut, okay? Okay. Well, you're all good. You're cleaned, disinfected, shouldn't be scarring at all, so I hope that does make you feel better. Okay. So again, like I said, come see me anytime, but I'm going to give you some stuff to take home with you so that you can tend to your wounds, all right? Okay, well, thank you for coming to see me. You gave me quite a fright, but I'm just glad I can help. Okay? You'll feel much better, I promise. Okay, I'll see you soon.